Hello, guys. Welcome back to FIFA World Cup Daily Show of Rep Sports, and once again we are back to discuss the games that happened last night, also in the morning, and obviously the talking point will be the Brazil game against Haiti because finally we can say that Brazil got back their rhythm in this World Cup, at the very important time. And to discuss, of course, I have Shomnath and Devashish as panelists. And obviously, we'll start with Brazil, and then also we'll look forward to the upcoming games as well, games to watch out for in the coming days. But Shomnath, we're talking about Brazil Haiti game. Obviously, a scoreline which will give very much relief to Brazil head coach Carlo Ancelotti as well, their fans as well. But apart from that, I think the best story of the game is Matheus Cunha's brace, because he is one of the forward who missed Brazil flight to Qatar, for the Qatar World Cup. As finally, we can say it's a redemption time for Matheus Cunha. We have seen this season was great for him in Manchester United as well, and in the first game also he didn't made it to the playing 11, but now he has proven that his worth for Brazil national team. Your thoughts on Matheus Cunha's performance?
So obviously, it's a big result for Brazil because of the goal difference. Clearly, we know that early night Morocco defeated Scotland by just one goal. They have missed several big opportunities to score more goals, but again, I think it was important for Brazil, and a big win against Haiti was on the cards. And obviously, if they wanted to top their group, they should have defeated Haiti with a bigger goal margin, and I think defeating Haiti by 3-0, it's a good margin to say the least. If they win the Scotland game by 1 or 2 goals, I think they are ready to be the top group toppers and qualify for the next round. But coming to the Haiti game, obviously, we have not thought that Brazil would be so aggressive in the first half, and it's very typical Brazil because we are habituated to, see this Brazil uh, dismantling weaker opponents with their skills, with their speed, everything. But obviously, recently we have not seen Brazil like this. It's a good sign again. We have seen Carlo Ancelotti's, aggressive mentality. On display in a few occasions. Obviously, against Paraguay, you remember Brazil won the match, won the warm-up match by a big margin. Again, against Haiti game, I think it's a good score. Though Haiti is not that bad of a team in the second half, they came back hard, but again, they were not able to score goals. But coming to Matheus Cunha, obviously, I think it's a big relief for Carlo Ancelotti because Brazil had a problem with that number 9 position. Igor Thiago in the first match, he was not getting adjusted in this Brazil lineup. And again in the second match, a new number 9. No, Matheus Cunha is not a traditional number 9, a false number 9 kind of a player. But the way he has suited himself in that position, I think it's a big relief for Brazil as well. Obviously, the Vinicius forms continues, and I think Rafinha's injury also is a concern for Brazil. So obviously a mixed day for Brazil, but those important 3 points and more importantly the goal difference, the +3 goal difference, I think it's a big thing for Brazil.
Absolutely, Rafinha's injury is a concern for Brazil team. We'll come to that later, but before that, there was just that Shomnath, just he has said about Matheus Cunha's performance. But I think apart from Matheus Cunha, there are several positives, from Brazil performance today against Haiti. Though Haiti is a lower ranked team, we all know, but they gave tough fight to Scotland. But in your eyes, do you think today's Brazil performance, very much different actually from Morocco's game? So do you think this Brazil team, hitting their form at the right moment in this World Cup?
Yeah, if you ask me, the first half, yes, definitely it was well. But when you compare it with the second half, they only shot twice, and that is a thing of concern for me. Since 2014, I was going through stats in ESPN. After 2014, it was the first time that Brazil has only hit the target twice in the second half. So yes, lot to worry because against bigger opponents in competitive in the next rounds, the knockout rounds, you cannot afford to miss so many chances, especially when Rafinha himself could have scored a couple in the first half. So I think that if first half is a lot of positives for Brazil, second half I think there is a bit of concern with their goal scoring. Yes, Hendrik, he had finally he had a debut, but once again he scored a goal, but it was disallowed because of offside. But I think this is something to worry about, because Haiti was never a strong opponent by any
True.
count. So I think it was expected of Brazil, a superpower, to have a comfortable win. As Somrat rightly said, they could have get that margin of win. They could have easily got a bigger margin of win, because Morocco will be facing Haiti in the final match. So I think that there lies an opportunity for Morocco to score big and perhaps top the table. So I think Brazil might have lost an opportunity, golden opportunity, in perhaps, because we saw Germany scoring 7-1 against Curacao. So I think in that way, I think Brazil could have scored a few more goals, which they couldn't. But nevertheless, a win is always a win. After the disappointing performance in the first game, I think they showed the flair, means which is so very familiar with Brazilian football in the second half, in the second match. Sorry, so I think it augurs well for Carlo Ancelotti's side. But once again, the big update coming from Brazil camp in the post-match press conference from Ancelotti is that Neymar will be available for the game against Scotland. So that's a huge update, and that is making headlines. Apart from Rafinha's injury and limping outside, I think Neymar available for this next match against Scotland is definitely a big sign. Obviously, two youngsters, 19-year-old Ryan and Enrique, getting their debut, so is also a bright spot in Brazil. But when it comes to Neymar, yeah, a lot has been spoken about Neymar, when he will be seen in action. He did not travel to Philadelphia, in fact, as we speak. So I think tomorrow he will be training alone, and day after he will be joining the team's training session. So all is well for Brazil after the second game.
Yeah, absolutely. All is well, but again, I think Rafinha's injury will be concerned. As Somnath mentioned, Somnath, do you think? I mean, how big blow will be? Rafinha's injury if he really misses several games at this World Cup, because already before this World Cup, Carlo Ancelotti faced challenging situation. Selecting his squad because he missed players like Rodrigo, Eder Militao. Now a player like Rafinha. I mean, of course, in the first game he was a bit off color, but against Haiti, he helped in creating so many chances. Even he scored a goal as well. Unfortunately, it was ruled out for offside. But how big blow will be Rafinha's injury? Do you think?
Obviously, we don't know actually the magnitude of his injury, but in the post-match press conference, as Vinicius Junior has mentioned, that it's the same injury which Rafinha uh, had suffered before the World Cup. You guys will remember the injury when he was playing when he was playing the friendly against France after going from Barcelona to play friendly against France, and he was ruled out from the Champions League as well. Barcelona were not able to get his services in the UEFA Champions League semi-final against Atletico Madrid. So I think, and it's the same injury. If Vinicius' words are true, then I think he will be ruled out from the World Cup because it will be a hamstring injury, and uh, obviously, recovering from a hamstring injury takes time. It will take around 2 to 3 weeks, I think, to fully recover from a hamstring injury. And since it's a recurring injury, the recovery time will take much more. So obviously, fingers crossed for Rafinha. Let's hope that the injury is not that serious. But again, when it comes to a hamstring injury, nobody can tell what can happen. Obviously, it will be a big blow for Brazil because keeping aside these two matches, the performance from Rafinha uh, uh, in these two matches, but I think obviously Rafinha is a match winner. He has proved multiple times in club football that how big of a match winner he is. Just like Vinicius Junior, I think the form he's in right now is not a testament of his quality, but yes, it's a big blow for Brazil. As well as we know, as Devashita said, the Neymar will be back against Scotland. That's a positive, but I think the unavailability of Rafinha is a huge difference because in that right wing position, you need someone like Rafinha who is good with both the feet. And in this
Mhm.
Brazil team, that kind of a profile is very limited. Obviously, Gabriel Martinelli, he came in the pitch in the second half. He was playing good football, just like Matheus Cunha in the first half. Obviously, wingers there are pretty much good wingers in this Brazil side, but I think yeah, Rafinha will miss the Scotland game for sure. But I think for the later half of the World Cup, we have to wait for the medical reports as well.
Now it remains to be seen, in absence of Rafinha, whom will Carlo Ancelotti rely on? Whether it will be the youngster Ryan or Enric. I don't see Enric playing in that right wing position. Gabriel Martinelli can also play in the right wing position. So now it remains to be seen against Scotland who fits in that position. But as Devashish mentioned, big positive news for Brazil that Neymar is finally back, as Carlo Ancelotti confirmed after the match in the press conference that Neymar got the green signal to play against Scotland. But Devashish, the Neymar, you know, so if he really get an opportunity against Scotland, then I think it will be after 3 years, since his ACL injury, which ruled him out from the national team game. After 3 years, he will finally make it to the national team playing. I don't see him starting the playing 11. Do you see him starting in the playing 11? Because after 3 years, a player is finally getting an opportunity in the match day squad. And also, a player who hasn't been called up for the national team for 3 years. Do you really see Neymar making a difference in this Brazil squad?
Yeah, Rahul. I think there will be knocks. Yes, he is Neymar. Means obviously the focus of the entire world will be on him. There will be expectations, but remember he is coming back after a long injury layoff, and it happens to any even the best of players. Means when you come after a long injury, there will be nerves. Obviously, that jitteriness of whether to go after full throttle. So I think, but I believe he will definitely get a chance. But whether he will start, we have to wait for a couple of days till the Brazil training session, next training session. But I was just at one point about that Rafinha's absence. I think Martinelli looked good today. Martinelli looked good because he almost got to scoring opportunities. Yes, he did not converted those opportunities, but he looked good. Means obviously, so but for Brazil, I think it all depended on that four prong attack. Means with Vinicius Junior and Rafinha with both flanks, and then Paqueta. In fact, that third goal, what a pass was that from Paqueta to Vinicius Junior. Means just
True.
lobbing the ball behind the defenders, and he had an open space. And
Brilliant.
the best thing, Rahul, if you ask me, is Vinicius Junior's form. I think
Absolutely.
he has carried forward the form that he played for the club football
Real
into
Madrid.
this World Cup campaign. I think that augurs well for Brazil. I cannot say much about Neymar, yes, because he's coming back after a long injury layoff. But I think that Scotland match is just a practice he will get so as to, because Ancelotti can guess how he is
Exactly.
coping up with this formation.
Absolutely. I mean, against Scotland, I don't see him starting in the playing 11, but maybe he will get some minutes in the second half so that he can get accustomed, to competitive football. Of course, he has been, I think, around a couple of months ago, has been playing for Santos. But I think Carlo Ancelotti won't, right away start him in the playing 11. Maybe we'll get some minutes. So before the knockout, he can get match ready. But Shomnath, in another, Group C fixture that is where Morocco faced Scotland, and Morocco secured a 1-0 win against Scotland. And now I think there's a fight is still on between Brazil and Morocco for the top spot. Whom do you see, moving into the knockout, being the top, the table toppers of the Group C, and also uh, talk about Morocco, how impressive was their performance, because against Scotland, team which always play with a defensive approach. And again, Ismail Saveri, who scored the goal, who also scored against Brazil. And I think thanks to Ismail Saveri that he scored early in the game, or else it would have been really difficult. The moment, if Scotland would have settled in the game, it would have been really difficult for Morocco, because Scotland play with really a compact defense. So do you see it is Brazil or Morocco who will move into the next round being a table topper of this group?
Obviously, after two matches, I think Brazil has a good chance of becoming the group champions. Obviously, because of the goal difference. And talking about Morocco, they are impressive. And as we have mentioned in the previous live
Hmm.
streams, that Morocco is now you cannot consider Morocco to be an underdog team. They are one of the best teams in the world. Obviously, the FIFA ranking says so, and obviously, their recent form also says that. And if you talk about the performance, I think Saibari, he has been that X factor for Morocco in this World Cup. I mean, two goals in two matches back to back, and the Bayern Munich call up for there has been the Bayern Munich call up for Saibari as well. So you can see that the potential he has got, and obviously Morocco will vouch on him if they want to progress in the next round of the World Cup. But obviously against Scotland, Morocco had their chances, not only by the margin of one goal. I think if Morocco would have won by 3 goals, 4 goals, it wouldn't be an
So
upset. Obviously,
do
Morocco
you see
missed.
Scotland going all out against Brazil? So do you think last match will be a difficult game for Brazil, because Scotland, they won't give up, because they at least they will try to move into the next round as a one of the best third place team, because now Haiti is out from the qualification, but Scotland will give their all.
Yes, yes, and also another quick stat that Morocco in that Scotland versus Morocco match, Morocco has completed 600 passes, and I think it's the first time an African nation has completed 600 passes in a World Cup match, which shows the kind of confidence Morocco has in its position based football, and it's very uncommon. We usually see European teams, we usually see Latin American teams good with the ball position, but it's the first time we are seeing an African team also, winning the match with a greater ball position and 600 passes means too much. It's too much. I mean, it's literally dominating the game with their position. Obviously, if we talk about Asian countries, African country, mostly they rely on counter attacks to defeat big teams. But again, the way Morocco is playing, obviously they are one of the best teams in the world right now. They're ranked seventh currently, and uh, if you talk about Group C, Brazil has a slighter, better chance to be the group champions. But again, I think Morocco won't mind about their opponent in the round of 32. It could be Netherlands or it could be Japan from Group F. But again, saying the kind of form they are in, I think Morocco is one of the toughest teams when it comes to the defense, and scoring against them is again a big task. We have seen this Brazil team struggling to score against Morocco thanks to that Vinicius Junior's individual brilliance. But apart from that, I think be it Netherlands, be it Japan, it will be very difficult for them to beat this Morocco side.
Absolutely. Devashish, tell us a bit about Haiti as well, because though they are out of the group stage now with this defeat against Brazil, but for them qualifying for the World Cup is itself is a big triumph, because none of the players they stay in their own country, because since 2020 to 2021 the gang violence is going on in their country. That's why Haiti couldn't even play their home matches in their own nation. Most of the players they stay outside their country, and they are back in the World Cup after almost 40 years. And just got to know from Dulal the story that it is former Mohun Bagan player Sony Nodi, who played an influential role in selecting this squad for Haiti for the World Cup for Haiti. So tell us a bit about Haiti as well.
Yeah, it's a great story. But means obviously, it's always going to be an uphill task against five times champion Brazil. So I think, but they were quite means they played their heart out, but nothing taken out away from them. Because as Dulalda in his report mentioned that they do not have their national league for last couple of years. So and the players, they did not get an opportunity to play in their own country. So it does get difficult for a nation like Haiti. But I think nevertheless, qualifying for a World Cup, Rahul, it's a huge, great story. Means you
Correct.
are playing countries like Cabo Verde or a Curacao or a Haiti. That's a great story in itself. So I think they will take their heart out. Yes, they play their last game, so they will be going all out. It's obviously nothing now that they are now knocked out of the tournament. So they will put their best. And obviously, not that I'm saying that they haven't put their best in the first couple of matches, but obviously, a lot to play for their country. Yes, I think it will be tough against Morocco in the last game, but it has been a great story for Haiti, uh, and I think if they can put up an upset, even a draw, I think that will be great for them.
As a Brazil fan, I would want them, to pull off an upset in their final game against Morocco, because that would help Brazil to qualify into the next round as table toppers. Also, they might, face relatively, weaker opponent actually in the round of 32. So that would help Brazil actually. So let's see what can Haiti do in the last game against Morocco. But Shomnath, Obviously, now we'll look forward to the games that are coming this week. And obviously, tonight, if we see, the first game is between Netherlands and Sweden. We know Netherlands, uh, they actually just they were held by Japan in the first game. So now the race for qualifying into the round of 32 is now heating up. Netherlands facing Sweden. Sweden, we know all know they got a big win in their first game. And another game to watch out for, obviously, Germany versus Ivory Coast. We know Germany thrashed Curacao in the first game, but now I think they're going to face a tough physical challenge against Ivory Coast. Your thoughts on these two games? Germany, Netherlands, again, two European nations taking the pitch.
Yeah, obviously, much like the Group C scenario, to win by a big margin against their opponents tonight against Sweden. But Sweden will be a difficult match for them. Obviously, with much more confidence, Sweden coming from a big win, I think it will be difficult for Netherlands as well. But if we talk about the Japan and Netherlands game, the Dutch were not that bad in terms of playing, but the Japan were too good with their attacking and the counter attacking football. I think it will be a good match. The spectators can, expect a banger of a match tonight. And obviously, the Netherlands will look for a win if they want to, top the group just like against Brazil. If you talk about Brazil, as they do not want to face Netherlands in the round of 32, similarly, Netherlands will also want that they wouldn't face Brazil in the round of 32. So obviously, they will try to be the group toppers in their group. So obviously, a win against Sweden will much increase their chance to be the group champions. And coming to Germany, I think obviously the way they have performed in their first match against Curacao was a testament of their dominance. But the Ivory Coast match won't be easy because of their physical display, and they will not allow so much space to the this Germany team. And if you talk about the Curacao game, I think after that equalizer, Curacao were in the they were so excited that they have forgot to maintain the high line defense, and Germany has capitalized that mistake. And obviously, the way they were pressing in the first half, they were exhausted after 60 to 65 minutes, and Germany were waiting for that opportunity. And after Curacao, the players have extinguished the stamina. Yeah, it was all Germany. So we know Germany that they are very street smart. They know the practical brand of football. They are very tactical with their game, and obviously, but Ivory Coast is another experienced team. They have played World Cups previously, and they know how to deal with big teams. They are not as strong as the European giants, but obviously they will possess a tough fight. And obviously, Ivory Coast will also search for a point if they want to stay in this World Cup. So it will be a difficult match for Germany. I will think, but again, they have the quality. Germany have the quality to again beat Ivory Coast and be at the top of the table. They have the goal difference. They have a very superior goal difference as compared to others. But I think defeating Ivory Coast will confirm their round of 32 spot as soon as possible.
Subhajit Dey commenting on. Oh, Subhajit Dey is our regular viewer in Rep Sports Bangla, so he's back here as well. You will agree FIFA rank 83 team had a tremendous fight to FIFA rank 6 team. I'm wondering if the FIFA rank 139 team would have been. Okay, so you were saying that if India would have faced Brazil, I think India have been defeated by a bigger margin, 5-0 or 6-0. So obviously, hats off to Haiti for their fight against Brazil. I think 3-0, 3-0, obviously Brazil would have scored more, but again, kudos to Haiti, the way they have fought in this World Cup so far. As I have already mentioned, that for them qualifying for this World Cup after almost 4 decades itself a big story for them. And not only Haiti, if you see Cabo Verde, the way they pull off an upset against Spain, then Curacao, I know things didn't went well for them against Germany, but still, I mean, the four debutants for them, the qualifying for their first ever World Cup is itself a big story for sure. But Devashita will talk about other talking points apart from the games in this World Cup. That is obviously Iran. Iran, has been talking point since the start of this World Cup because of their strict visa policy. I mean, they are traveling from Mexico to USA just before their game day, and then after the final whistle, just within 1 or 2 hours, they're returning back to Mexico by a 1 hour, I think 1 hour half a minute flight. But now they are going to complain to FIFA, against the organizer. So your thoughts on this overall controversy?
Yeah, absolutely. And this World Cup is marked by all sorts of controversy.
Yes.
And this incident involving Iran national team is also one such. And it doesn't help you. Means obviously, if you are need to prepare yourselves, means travel to the country, get at least a day to acclimatize yourself, familiarize to the conditions, and then take on the opponent. That has not been the case with Iran, because they have to travel the day they play their match. So I think this is I think that complaining to FIFA was the right approach by the Iranian Football Federation, and the pressure will be on Iran, because now that the war again escalating, we know. I think there will be they will be intimidated by the American crowd, when they take on the pitch. And so it's not looking easy for Iran. I mean, so obviously, they have to play in USA, and that too against a crowd that will be against them, against the Iranian team. But there is also something to talk about USA. Obviously, now they have qualified for the second round for 4 consecutive World Cup, and that itself is a great story as
Yep.
hosts. So now we have two hosts, Mexico and USA, qualifying for the next round. But I think again there's a controversy in that US camp. Fowler, I was going through a BBC article. Balogan means obviously
Balogan.
he means with the Trump directive, he could have missed an opportunity to play for the USA. So I think a lot of controversy. I was talking to one of the volunteers, which I have written in the piece as well, Om Prakash Mundra, who is the volunteer for the seventh World Cup, and he was talking.
Exactly.
This World Cup has been marred by a lot of controversy. So I think. And it is always going to be remembered as one of the most controversial World Cup, Rahul.
Absolutely. Whenever there is a World Cup or such major sports event, always there are controversy or there is an added political layer. But hopefully, in the coming days, we will get some more dramatic, some more thrilling games, because I know, as we already, in the second round of this World Cup, so the race, to qualify for the next round of 32, is hitting up. And also this time, with this expanded format, not only the top two teams will qualify for the next round, also eight third best place eight best third place team is also qualify alongside the other two teams from the group. So that will be really interesting. So hopefully we'll see some surprising entrant as well in the round of 32. So whom do you guys will be whom do you guys think that will someone will be the surprise entrant from the group stage? Let us know in the comment section below. And for now we'll end our show here. But no, I've got another comment, that is, first half Haiti wasn't defensive. Absolutely, they were not that defensive. I think what went wrong for Haiti, they were playing with a high line attack. I mean, when you have someone like Vinicius Junior or Rafinha kind of player, who are fast paced in your opponent team, you should have avoided playing with a high line attack, and that's what also help players like Vinicius to completely capitalize on that. So but still, again, I think Haiti will, obviously they are now out of the group stage, but they will take back a lot of crucial lesson when they will go back home. So hopefully, I think that it will have been a memorable experience for them from this World Cup. So that's it for now. We'll end our show here. Thanks a lot to Shobna and Devashita for joining us. Also to all of our viewers, stay tuned to Rep Sports for more such shows and more content from the FIFA World Cup. Thanks for watching. See you in our next show.